Democracy under inverted totalitarianism slowly shifts from a lived practice of collective self-rule into a staged performance in which citizens appear mostly as audiences. Institutions remain elections, legislatures, courts, but their functions are increasingly ceremonial, while real decision-making is routinized in administrative layers and corporate networks. What was once civic participation becomes consumption of spectacle. Voting is a ritual, public debate is curated, and political engagement is measured and marketed rather than exercised. This transformation is not merely semantic. Surveillance, data-driven targeting, and the professionalization of public opinion manufacture consent by narrowing the range of plausible debate and by converting political questions into marketable narratives. Citizens are invited to register preferences, click, and consume, but not to deliberate collectively or to hold governing elites to account. The result is political passivity framed as choice. Compared with classical totalitarianism, Arendt's model of regimes that used ideology and terror to mobilize and dominate, the inverted form looks different on the surface. Arendt described totalitarian rule as a system that seeks to dominate every aspect of life through an all-encompassing ideology and organized terror. Inverted totalitarianism, by contrast, preserves legal forms and a pluralistic facade, while hollowing out their substance from within. Where Arendt emphasized mass mobilization and terror, Wolin highlights depoliticization and management. Both diagnoses warn that pluralism and genuine public space are the first casualties, but they point to different mechanisms of destruction. Wolin's account has provoked important critiques. Some scholars argue that his thesis overstates the coherence and uniformity of elite power. Real political conflict and pockets of resistance still persist, and democratic institutions sometimes check and reshape corporate influence. Others suggest Wolin's rhetoric risks determinism, implying citizens are wholly passive rather than unevenly engaged in contestation. These critiques remind us that histories of power contain contradictions. Domination is real, but so are agency and dissent. Still, Wolin's core worry about the withering of the civic capacities that sustain self-government remains potent. When administration, market logic, and media spectacle displace deliberation, the skills and institutions needed for mutual judgment and collective decision-making atrophy. Arendt would add that the disappearance of public spaces for action and speech corrodes the plurality that makes politics possible. Wolin adds that management and privatization convert citizens into audiences and consumers, eroding capacities for resistance. If democracy is to be defended, the remedy is neither